Good morning.
Good morning. It
How we
is
doing? Welcome back.
welcome back from took a little break, vacation. I recharged, refreshed. A little weird coming back, not gonna be lying. I'm glad to be back with you guys. I've gotta get my brain wrapped around what happened while I was gone. A lot of news, a lot of trade deals, a lot of drama, hard hats with Powell and all sorts of stuff.
That was something.
I
I
enjoyed
guess
that.
supposedly
Uh,
they were supposed to meet him one night at 7 o'clock there. Did you see that? Him and Trump and Pulte, and he didn't show up. What's up, Manny? Good to see
Hey
you here,
man.
bro.
Yeah, so we're glad to be back. We're going to be trading a little bit calmer, trying to just see what this market gives us. It's been, volatile with the news headlines and things like that coming out all the time. So um, we just filled the gap from the overnight session. So we've got
Yep.
all that EU news is now priced in. We'll see what the market wants to do from here. So CVD is certainly showing that maybe more upside, maybe a recovery is intact.
That's what it's saying, but look at those orders up there. I don't know.
Candle formation is not beautiful at this particular time, uh,
No, not at all.
but still hasn't closed yet. I got 2 minutes left on the candle. I forgot to do my screen, so let me add my screen. Oh no! Mm, mm, mm. No. Where are you? There we go. We got there. It's actually setting up your orb high is 64.3225, and your orb low, if that is correct,
Yeah, I don't know
is
what happened to all my stuff.
64.25.
TradingView has done away with a lot of my stuff, so I don't know.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, it really sucks because I had everything set up the way I want it, and I keep saving every time. But that last indicator I worked on that had the everything there is no longer there. So now I got to go find where I shared it last and and put it back in because that had my what word I'm looking for here? Damn, why am I drawing a blank here?
It's all right. It's Monday off of a week off. We're gonna
It had my orb on there.
gotcha.
I need to make this pivot different.
I need to tweet out the orbs. Dun, dun, dun. You ever have like too many windows open? I feel like I got too many windows open. All right. Sorry if I'm at an angle, guys. I'm having camera issues, so I'm using my laptop camera. Manny asked, "Did we not trade at all last week?" I traded.
Yeah, I took some.
Yeah, I traded. I was on vacation, and tell you a story about Monday night. I was a little bored, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll throw a trade," which is not what you're supposed to do. So I went 2 MES short on Monday night, and then promptly just expecting to trade for about 30 minutes. Then the Wi-Fi went out at the whole place I was at, and I was
Ooh.
international. So the Wi-Fi did not come back on until the next morning. Which then the whole night I'm thinking I have no idea, and I did an MES order for a $300 stop, and I did two, so it was really $600 because you know how Top Step does their brackets correctly. So I didn't know if I was going to wake up down 600, up 600, down 200. I had no idea. So I woke up. I was down. I was up $100. I closed it immediately. Um,
Wow.
kind of my extent of probably should be trading overnight while on vacation. 15 minute. What do we have? So SPY. We're figuring all this stuff out now, guys. So just be patient with us.
Yeah, be
Orb
patient.
low 64, 24, 25. Orb high 15 minute is 64, 32, 25. So pretty tight range. 8 points. Now for SPY. It's interesting. You're not really getting a breakdown. You're not really getting a pop here. You're just getting kind of a grindy action.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to think here.
637.
Don't think guys do nothing. I'm really shocked. It's throwing me off CBD staying elevated.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. Howie, I was out last week too. Bought a bunch of Insurance Friday with Vic's Blood Fixing. Good job.
Smart. Well, that's actually a good segue into the week because we got a week ahead of us, boys. Girls,
Dude.
you got Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple earnings this week. You got FOMC, you got JOLTS and ADP employment report, you got jobs data on Friday, you got PCE inflation on Thursday, you got GDP stuff on Wednesday. I mean, outside of today, it's pretty action packed. So I would expect some sort of, insurance risk protection type movements, with us being basically all-time highs. With that,
I don't know if you saw that Marvel trade I shared last week. The flow on Marvel. I don't know if you saw that or not. I followed them. I ended up getting 20 contracts on it, and I just
nice.
them out for 35%. So
Beautiful. Yeah, Marvel's rolling. I mean, AI is still the flavor of the market. So,
all right. So here's what we got. Let's look at the chart real quick. So here's your anchor VWAP, right? Here's your 8. Here's your 14. Here's your 21. This is a little. I don't have it I have it a little messed up. But this is a little fair value gap off the 30 minute.
mm-hmm.
This one is this new one, so we still got time. This thing could come up and pop, but this is where it's at right now. This is one that has not filled yet. You can see down here. I was kind of hoping it was going to come down here and then pop up. I don't play with fair value gaps a lot, but I have been kind of looking more into them.
Mm-hmm.
And I did look at them last night with gold. Anybody that know, I did trade gold overnight, $405 up on it during the London session. So I am tired. But these things, they play out the more I look at them. So it's not a bad idea to have them on the chart where they work out or not, to still have them to know that you could be getting to a spot of support or resistance that you didn't see before. Right. Anybody does know what a fair value gap is? A fair value gap is when you have one candle closes, then you have a big extreme in the next candle, and then it leaves a gap between the two. And that's kind of where we're at right here. That gap between the one below, before the big move and the one after the big move. Now you can look at all these little ones, and that's okay, but I like to look at the ones that have the big moves. Those are the ones that tend to play out. Like this one, this was a small candle engulfing. You could actually probably say that's one. See, like here, you wouldn't have one. See the wick close above this wick, so there's no gap there.
Mm.
So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Back to 5 minute chart. Let me see how it plays out from there.
Yeah,
We got a ways to get up here to change that one. So that's why I have that one there. Try to get a little early on it, but you can do indicators that give them. I'm just be careful if you do that because it will give you a lot of fair value gaps.
Mm.
And more is not always better. And to be honest with you, a lot of times the more will just kind of mess you up on what you're thinking.
Yeah, definitely. The market is kind of limping at the moment, and there's a very good. I actually meant to send you this video. Chem Kason did a Carson. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but Chem is his first name. CEM. Um, he has a You Got Options channel on YouTube, and his guest last week was Rick Santelli. Very cool interview. He goes through kind of the history of Rick Santelli as a floor trader doing lumber and hogs and gold and all that stuff. And obviously Rick Santelli is all over CNBC, but you kind of respect him a little bit more because he's one of the guys that's been through it, right? He's pushed through. So the um, the interesting side of that is they were kind of given their little bit of a crystal ball of what to expect, and they're basically saying that volume is so suppressed right now because people are so unsure of what to move next that you could have this, and then this is more of Chem's prediction, have this blow off kind of melt up moment on the next dip. So whatever the next pullback is in the market, you're going to see buyers showing up because they've been waiting for this dip. I can confirm that based on some of the conversations I've had with people that do more long-term investing and swing trading. They're waiting on a dip in this market to buy it. They are not afraid of this market. They are afraid of it here, but they're not afraid of it long-term. So you could have this melt up, push up, and that's where your volume. So until that moment happens where you get a little bit of a pullback, your volume could be pretty suppressed. And that's where we could have these kind of choppy, grindy type days. And I think all last week you kind of had this just grind up kind of movement, right?
Well, you had a few different things. So let's get back to the chart and let's talk about it. Let's hide everything, make it easy to see. So yeah. So if you look back, we're looking at the hour. Let's go to the 7 hourly. Pretty much trend days. Let's go to the 17th. Here we go. So pop, 18th, pop, kind of sideways a little.
Yeah.
20th, that's next time. Again, the 21st. Here we go. This is the week we're looking at. So you kind of had this big move down and open, then went up, and then a move down and open, then pop up, and then kind of chop sideways, and a grind up, and a grind up. So this grind up was really weird Friday to me. It just didn't make sense. CBD was negative pretty much the whole day. I didn't understand what was happening. Tide was not cooperating. Just kind of like it's really not. I mean, it's showing down now. We are getting a down move. So I guess that makes sense. But, we had this pop. This is what? All-time high again here, right? So there's no, not surprised we came back off of it. But what do we do now? Do we, I hadn't traded anything yet this morning in the New York session. I'm waiting to get a move above here, and then probably would wait for this gap or this one to fill. Let's see if we. Yeah, so that one, that actually is a fair value gap now, so it is there. So that last candle, it is 9 o'clock. Yep, so it's closed. So once it reclaim the 400 here, this is kind of just a little thing we keep on here that just loves to go back to it. always works its way back to the 400. Seems like it's really overextended away. You see your VWAP's way up here, your 200's way up here, your 50's way up here. Hell, even your 21's up. A few points higher. So definitely want to see it break these and then break this, and we probably could get a move back to VWAP. The VWAP is curving a little bit here. Something to take note on. This indicator here is just shows the strength of the trend. Right now, the trend is down. Well, it's a 42.84 strength of the trend. So, but it could still hold that and start moving up, right? And then that trend would beat this. So, this doesn't tell you up or down. It just tells you the momentum it's going, how strong it is, and that is a little overextended. So, I'm not surprised we are seeing a little pop here. But you can see it came all the way down to 30 and then bounced back up and open on this move down. So,
Yeah. I mean, you look at that and you're like, oh, man, look at that support at that anchored VWAP or whatever that line is. I assume it's an old anchored VWAP.
That's an older anchored VWAP.
Yeah. Same one that I've got. And it's like, you kind of trick yourself into wanting to go really long here, and the kind of points that it could possibly work out, especially with Bookmap. We'll flip back over to that, and you see
3,700.
CVD. I mean, look at that thing. It just has not. It's actually gone up this whole time. We've trended down. So, is this kind of like a turnaround moment?
You see those orders right there forming right there where that fair value gap is too, though.
Yeah,
it's 169, 198. That's kind of right there in the beginning of that fair value gap. So, if we could break up here, you could see it move up, break out, and go look to VWAP or trend up.
SPX is at 63.95, so we're approaching 6,400 again. So that would be kind of your wall of orders. I think coincides with that to the upside.
Rob, I kind of figured out something else too. I think we have too much information sometimes.
I agree. I was kind of go back to your chart real quick. I was a little impressed. Oh, not that one. Where's your chart?
Well, it's supposed to be there. Did you stop sharing?
Yeah.
No, it's there. When I click it, it's there.
Okay. Interesting.
I wonder if I click yours, does it make you big? No. It's still. There you go. Still my chart there. I thought you had your chart there.
Let's do this. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So now that's good. I'm not sure what's going on. If I click you, I've only got you on there. So I'll let you click back and forth. Let me do this.
Well, now my chart's gone. So hold on.
We are getting a move up. We're testing 64.30 right now. But I was going to say your chart, I liked your line chart as like a get rid of the noise type moment, right? So if you just do a line chart and not the candles, it's kind of like, oh, we're curling up. It doesn't make you so red, green, red, green, red, green.
Yeah, it also, I don't know what it does. It's not. I was showing Roy this morning. If you want to know how you do your line chart, how you draw your lines, go to your hourly, find your trend. Your trend is up, then just start popping highs on the chart. Then you go back to a 15-minute, change it over there. Then you just line it up with where your candles are. Then there you go. That's the easy way to draw your lines on the chart.
Getting a move up here. We are pushing up towards orb high. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I won't need to see that 32.50 break. That's where you got 245 orders sitting there right now.
Just looking around. Let's make sure we have any news.
Looks like it's fixing to eat them up too.
World tariff would be somewhere in the 15 to 20% range.
What?
World tariff would be somewhere in the 15 to 20% range.
Well, it went up there and took most of those orders out, then didn't do anything with it after that. That's really disappointing. Got right up in that fair value gap, though, and didn't like it, did it?
Mm-mm. Probably come back down, retest that 8, see if it holds, but looks like it's boogieing now. So from a 10-minute standpoint, you switch over to my chart. You had this kind of very subtle candle by candle, the long side, the last candle, and then it had a dip, retested that kind of bottom, but never broke below the body of the previous candle. Pushed up. We're now facing some resistance here. Maybe find some support at this line. It's 208. So it could be a potential to go long to push it up to VWAP if it's got a little bit of momentum. Looking across the board, though, Mag 7's basically flat across the board. Apple's up 0.2%. Nvidia's up almost 1%, 0.78. Microsoft's flat. Google's down almost 0.5%. Amazon's up 0.8%. So I guess there's a few that are showing some.
Hey, something to look at real quick. CBD is at over 5,000, by the way.
Okay. So that would suggest
that we're going to get a pop here soon, but you're getting a little move. Volume is going up on Tide, but your premiums are coming down. Let's see what general market Tide is showing. General market Tide is showing a big pop in both. So Friday, it kind of followed general market Tide more than it did SPY Tide, which is unusual for this thing. So, but that is why you've got to look at different things instead of just being stuck on one, right? You got to look around to see what's actually working each day.
SPX is 63.99.82, so it is right on top of 6,400. So I would expect a little battle here, but I mean, just kind of chugging along.
Dirty Harry, the boys are back in town. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
We're here for the time being. Lord willing. The creek will rise.
Yesterday was the last Sunday without football until February. Congratulations, guys. We made it.
Wow.
Starts again Thursday, preseason Hall of Fame game. So it's that time of year. We're going to reintroduce Roy's picks. We got to get prepped for that. Maybe I'll do an app or something. You guys can keep track of it. By the way, did you see that that T app? Did you hear about this?
The what app?
So there's an app called TEA, and it was this app created for girls to basically have like red flags about guys. So they made this app they called T. Okay. Carney just said the trade talks with the U.S. are at an intense phase. That came through.
At what?
The trade talks with the U.S. are at an intense phase. That was Carney from Canada.
Oh my gosh, Trump speaking.
Oh, that guy loves the mic. Anyway, so this T app, right? So they okay. Carney says basically the obvious: the trade deal needs to have fair terms with the U.S. I'll eventually get the story out. So it gets really popular. So in 1 week, this thing skyrockets to like #1 in lifestyle in the App Store. Well, they had like vibe coded it on AI, and to use the app to verify you're a real person, you had to upload your photo ID. Well, the devs just used a public database to store the images of all these public IDs. So that was easily hacked and accessible, and people were able to pull down everybody's geolocation and photo IDs. They use this app. So they have like maps now of all the people with their photo ID and where they're located and all that stuff on the internet. It basically got breached and hacked, which is horrible. So then guys took it one step further and took that information and is now making it a hot or not comparison game that you can do.
What is happening?
We're getting a little push down here. Nothing on the audio side. It's just more Carney just saying, he's not.
I don't think the Carney deal is making this do this.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because, they are meeting with China today. Or the China, yeah. On some more trade talks. EU and China, right?
EU was yesterday, I believe.
So China's today.
Yeah. Slick approach by Trump, by the way, on the EU deal. Penciling in his Scotland golf course promo in the middle of that trip was pretty good. I appreciate the hustle.
I'm with you. Still, the greatest line ever spoken is when George Bush was out at the golf course talking about how we're going to track these people down, we're going to make them pay, we're going to kill the terrorists, blah, blah, blah. Now watch me hit this drive and turn around and just like you couldn't make that up. Like you couldn't have scripted that any better.
As weak, quote unquote, as this move looked, it is now starting to formulate some wicks up here at the 8. So if it can hold 64.30, SPX did not like 6,400 in its first pass. That is where you kind of got that little bit of rejection. But it looks like it wants to test it again. Objectively, popular spot for shorts and longs at that 6,400 SPX. Chris,
Yeah,
back down to $4.
If it can break, well, it's got this little area here, but if it can break 35, we might get a pop above this fair value gap. It's not liking this fair value gap at all so far.
Yeah,
Raise that was a dope line. That was badass. I'm not gonna lie. That's not political right there. If you don't like that, you don't like good stuff. That and when the dude threw the shoe at him and he just smiled at him. Smart, like, really? You gonna throw a shoe at me? He is underappreciated, in my opinion.
When we make a little bit more money, when I gift one of his artworks. Something just hit the audio wire. I couldn't understand it, but it was something about a tariff.
Well, it must not have been bad because is it a U.S. trade deal without any tariffs is not likely? Carney said that. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I mean, like news like that, I think on any other country would tank the market or something would happen, and we're not really getting the news off Canada anymore. And look, the market could just be getting numb to all this damn tariff talk, to be honest with you.
I agree. Remember, tariff talk used to drop the market 5 points.
Yep.
Now it's like
just mentioning tariff.
Yeah. Now it's not so wacky.
What was that hearing we watched that day where they kept saying all the damn algo words that were bad? We were trying to go along, and they kept saying these damn words, and I was like, would y'all please stop? What was it? Crushing debt was one of them.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Why would you say crushing debt, dude?
Yeah, it was like they were like reciprocal was like mentioned so much. It's just like, you jackasses, don't you know we're trying to trade?
Dirty Harry said he's about numb to it. I'm with you, but we got to be careful with that because it only takes one time for something that's really important. And I just scalped $100 to take profit trader, by the way.
Job.
I did take that long, and I liked it when it broke above, and it kind of just played around with me for a while there. So I really wasn't saying much about it because I was like, "Oh, please go up, please go up." But we got $100 in the bank, so that's a good start.
I took 2 MES long. I'm up like $25. Not anything
Okay.
crazy. Just getting my feet wet again. I was actually looking
Yeah,
up the yield max dividends. I see Coiny got hit, so I was wondering if that paid out, and it looks like it did. So if you had any Coiny, you got paid 80 cents per share last month.
it's actually down from what it's been. So
Yeah,
interesting.
the previous month was 53 cents.
Oh, really? I thought it was up
Great.
over $1.
It was. It had a string there where it was like in February, basically. Damn, in November it was $2. Fucking wow. Sorry,
Yeah.
I mean that's $2 a share. Then December $1.30, January 83 cents, February $1, then 60 cents, 43 cents, 65 cents, 73 cents, 53 cents, and 79 cents. So it's starting to lose its mojo. I did not realize how many of these ETFs now exist, these yield maxes.
There is a ton of them.
I just pulled up. Look at this. Look at this drop down menu. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I mean, Disney, Microsoft, J.P. Morgan, AI. I mean, Palantir. I gotta imagine that one's crazy.
What's the new? There's one that's got it's called, is it Wild? Is the name of it? It's got Palantir. I don't know. I don't. It's not one of those, but it's an ETF. It's got Palantir, Tesla. Like it was. I was looking at. I saw it on Twitter this morning. Just kind of glanced over it, and I was like, "That's just some weird things to
I
put
have to look
together."
at it. Holy hell! This Palantir distribution.
Do what?
$2.50, $3.20, $7, four
On
sixty.
what is it?
Palantir.
Oh, Lord.
Holy crap! $7 a share.
Yeah.
What is that? PLTY. How much is this stupid thing? Oh, it's $70. Okay, makes sense. Got up to $95. Ugh. No, thank you.
One thing about these Supermax ETFs, you got to be careful with. If you can hold them long enough, you can get your money back as long as they keep staying strong. But typically, the stock is going to lose value because every time it pays the dividend, it drops, right?
Yeah,
And they don't pop right back up. It's not like some of your other bigger things that they'll pay the dividend and pop right back up to where they were. It's just kind of dividend and kind of sideways dividend. It's kind of back and forth. So
I mean,
if
there's
you
your
do
coin.
trade, careful or just hold them forever.
Yeah, I mean, there's your coiny. So just trend down, $30
Yep.
high from last year to like even this, right? You've got a little trend up, but it's nothing like if you go to
Right.
coin. Look at coin, whoosh, right?
So yeah, where they make their money and how you make your dividends off of it is they sell covered calls, and I think they actually or sell calls. They sell naked calls, right, Roy? Cash covered calls.
Yeah, and then
So they never own the
like,
stock.
yeah,
Do they do puts now too? Seems like I read where they were doing puts now too.
short option income. Yeah, so you can do crash. CRSH is the short Tesla option. Fiat is the short coin option. Dips is the short Nvidia option. All right, we're pretty clever.
Yeah.
Target 12. They've definitely diversified, so they've made a lot of money. They've pushed the offering out. Zero DTE ETFs. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Um, let's see what those are. So we got SPY, QQQ, and Russell. So SDTY, 16 cents.
Yeah, the market is just not really doing a whole lot. We're kind of here, we're kind of chopping around, it's coming back some.
10 minutes, they said a Dallas Fed manufacturing index is going to be released.
So 9:30. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not interested in getting anything right now. Let's see if we can get a move. Like right now, this is what kills you in the long run if you trade this mess.
Yeah, because honestly, you're guessing. Is it a flag? Is it a breakdown? Is it a chop? Is it,
Well,
it'll
it was
be
a
pretty
breakdown
clear.
like a short. I just didn't want to go short with the way everything was looking, but now we got a nice little move now. Me and Roy was kind of talking about this earlier. You get into some of this chop, and then you get stopped out, and then what happens? The damn market ends up going in your direction eventually. Wow, what a move down! What did we miss something here?
No news. I was hitting the
Roy,
audio.
I'm going to tell you, and you called this last week, the week before last. I swear the fear and greed index is making these moves now, where they wasn't doing it before.
That makes sense. I guess that's the only thing that I'm seeing, right? I mean, why though?
I don't know. But I mean, it just came out, and that's when we got our drop. Now it's rebounding off of it.
What is the CBD number? Is that 4,000?
46, 47, 48, going back up.
We took a small short position at the 618 before that drop.
There you go. I hope you got out quick. Hope you hit your price target.
Let me pull up our earnings calendar while we wait for this data.
Too.
Spicy week. So earnings this week, we've got.
Cover that. I'll be right.
I got you, fam. All right. So we got today after hours waste management, Tilray, if you're into that. But tomorrow starts kind of the kickoff of this crazy week. United Healthcare in the morning, SoFi, PayPal, Boeing, UPS, Spotify, Merck, Procter and Gamble all in the morning, and then at the afternoon, Visa. It's just good to kind of look at the consumers, see where they're at. Mara, which is a crypto miner. Starbucks. Let's see where the consumer again is at, quote unquote high end consumer. And then you look into Wednesday, you've got the big boys after hours, Meta, Microsoft, Hood, which is a retail darling, it's had a great year. APLD for some of those in the Discord, we've traded that one for a while. Carvana, another retail darling that exploded, and then Qualcomm. ARM as well as it's kind of sneaky at the bottom there on Wednesday. So a lot of tech. Thursday, then you got the big boys, Apple, Amazon, Coinbase, after hours. So also on Wednesday, and then Friday, you've got the oil boys. So on Wednesday, you've got FOMC, you've got Meta, Microsoft, and then the next day, you've got Apple, Amazon. Let me flip over to the calendar. So tomorrow we've got Jolt's job openings in addition to the wholesale inventories. So Wednesday, not only do you have FOMC, you've got ADP employment, you got GDP, you've got FOMC, then you've got all those earnings after hours. Then you have Thursday, PCE, core, and regular inflation data. On top of then having the earnings and after hours. Then on Friday, you've got the jobs data, non-farm payrolls. So just a plethora of data that's coming. The Dallas Fed data just hit. He said it in my ear, so we'll wait to see it populate here. I believe it missed expectations, if I heard that correctly. Forecast was -9. So that's what we're looking at. So forecast is a -9. A little push up here off of Anchored View app, which I forgot to put on this chart. There you go. You guys can see it eventually. Come on. There it is. So that white line. So we'll zoom in. And getting a little push off of that data. That was. Come on. Looking over at Mag 7. Video back at 175. Meta heading into earnings, we would expect Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon and Apple to kind of get bid up this week heading into those data. Just the nature of an earnings week. Bitcoin down 1%, down $1,200. Solana down 0.5%. Ripple down 2.3%. IWM basically flat on the day. Let's see if this ES can break this orb high here. It's basically came down, retested Anchored View apps, now bouncing off of Anchored View app, is now testing orb high. Still in our chop zone. We're in between orbs. We're in the chop. Oh, my Dallas data. Where's my Dallas data? Still hasn't hit. As you can see, a little weakness here at the top. Let's look over Periscope. You got negative gamma shifting here at the 6400. So not as much exposure shown here. Like increased exposure at 6410. A lot of support down below. So even if we do break down, you could see yourself finding little pillowy supports that could create this chop. You really don't want to trade in the middle of this. This is awful. So can't quite break that 6400 SPX, but we are just hanging out. Let's get the data. I was talking, I didn't hear it. Oh, I just lost track of time. I hadn't even hit yet. I'm an idiot. 90 seconds. I was sitting here waiting on data because he said something about it. I thought, oh, I missed the data. Well, I didn't miss the data.
I'll tell you
Not
one
having
thing,
my
Roy.
camera in front of me. I'm not liking that. Go ahead.
This fair value gap. Look at that. Went right to the top of it. Rejected. That was your short right there. Boom.
And how I said it coincided with the 618 fib.
Yep. Howard said he cut half of it, so
Nice.
Chile finance minister expects copper tariff exception. Oh.
Ooh.
Chile won't retaliate to U.S. tariffs. How about that? It's the first country to ever do that.
You don't have any United Health, do you?
No.
UNH? Okay. They've got earnings in the morning. That's what I said.
Yeah, no. I have a conscience. I just couldn't. I saw them when they dropped. I think they're a horrible company. Horrible company.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't do anything good for people. It's more red tape and stuff to keep you tied up so they don't have to spend money. I had United Healthcare once, and I can't stand them. Like, I have knee problems today because of them, because they wouldn't approve MRI. They were like, "Can you not do therapy first?" And the doctor said, "What? We don't know what we're doing therapy on."
Right.
And they were like, "No, we'll approve therapy, but we will not approve that." Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index, actual 0.9. Forecast was -9.
Oh.
Okay. Is that accurate? Because that is a big difference, and we're not getting the move. Previous was -12.7. That's Trump speaking again. Let's see where global baseline tariff will likely be 15 to 20%. The figure, this is from CNBC. The figures are significant because they represent a major increase from the 10% baseline. Who knows what the damn.
Yeah, was that China news confirmed the 90-day pause from yesterday?
Never saw it confirmed, but I saw it pop up everywhere, but I didn't see any White House officials speak on it.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the strategy here, to me, seems very strong and actually pretty clear. Is you're basically dragging China out, making deals around China to kind of choke them even more.
Absolutely.
And so I think you're going to expect, and it's not. It's also there's a really good Twitter thread that I can share. I'll share on. I think I retweeted it, but Vicent's kind of strategy of what he's been doing for the Treasury, basically elongating some of his strategies. China is obviously one of the biggest trade partners we have. So if huge shifts in that policy happen, that is where your kind of inflation and data can start to show up pretty quickly. So the more they can elongate that and then create strategies of countries around them to force China's hand a bit, seems to be what's happening. That's just my humble opinion. Does not appear that talks are breaking down or needing extension to any of that stuff. It's mainly just, I think it's one of the strategies because, again, Bessent is head of the China talks and also in charge of the Treasury. So you're getting this. He's making sure his plan is playing out as best as he can without providing too much shock to the system.
Speaking of stuff, I saw that thing you shared yesterday with the Project 2025 stuff. I glanced through it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you try to keep up with that stuff. Some of that stuff is just what gets me with it, where they're, everybody's painting 2020, the Project 2025 as being horrible and all this. Mm-hmm. A lot of the stuff in the Project 2025, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of it is just common sense stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're like, see, we told you this is going to happen, I'm looking like, well, wasn't that? I mean, that's kind of what happens when Republicans get control. They cut spending and stuff. That's kind of the deal. And now we're not talking about the big, beautiful bill, but we're talking about where they make cuts at. You're like, isn't that kind of the plan? Like, I don't understand why this is such a big deal right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Project 2025 site, if you guys want to follow, I think it's Project 2025 Observer or something. It's a very, very well done site. It is Imani, you can say, not politically driven. It is simply stating facts and stating this is a mission of this particular agency according to Project 2025. This is their status of if they've accomplished it, if they haven't accomplished it, what they need to accomplish to fulfill the mission. It is very factually oriented. Very non-opinionated oriented. It would be my take on it. So what I do is I follow that to kind of see the road, because it is pretty clear that that's the roadmap that's being used. So it helps me understand what's coming next and why and how it can actually impact some market moves and things like that. That's kind of where
one thing I would say is be careful, because there's some stuff in there that in the Project 2025 thing that is impossible to happen.
Yes.
And of course, the far left is like, well, no, they're going to try to push every one of these agendas. Like, they might try to push some, but like, you're talking some extreme stuff here I don't think they can push through.
There is more to me. What I'm finding is there's diehard, right, libertarians that, the Constitution is the Constitution, right? We don't mess with the Constitution. I think that is starting to show some cracks a bit. And I think that's where Project 2025 will start to see how big those cracks are, where the support happens, where the support doesn't happen.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff that they say is unconstitutional, if you look, is really not like, the big deal was with Trump when he fired the missiles at Iran, and everybody came out, that's so unconstitutional. Like, no, it's not. One, know what the Constitution says before you start spouting off facts that are not constitutional.
Right.
Jerry Trade, I don't know who you are. We do not allow that in here, so I removed that comment. I don't know what you're trying to do with that. So, no offense, but we don't do any promotion of anything in here. So,
Yeah. We can't, if we can't verify it, we ain't doing it.
Yep.
64, 27, 50. It looks like a bear flag playing out, doesn't it?
Yeah, I want to see it come down to 25 range. It's got this little area here it's got to break down through, but if it could come down to this 25 range, that would be a nice move down, and then we could look to see if we could do something different.
Man, if you're a bookmap purist, you are punching the air. Like, it's just chopping. So it is just chopping, but that's CBD.
It is chopping, but it's got a downtrend to it.
Yeah.
You got your volume dropped on Tide, on SPY Tide, and then on general market Tide. It's giving a little bit of pushback up here, but those two were not look. Oh, I got to update this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's getting a little pop here now, though, so it could pop back up. I am in a short, just so everybody knows. So I'm about $50 up in it. I was wanting to get $100 out of it, but I just don't know if it's going to break this little area right here. I'm at 26 is my take profit, so I needed to break this little bitty area right here and go to that 25 and get me out of this, and I will be great. I don't like how Tide is popping up here on. It's popping up on the SPY Tide, and the general market Tide is still kind of bearish. So
yeah,
I don't know what to take on that one. I'm 5 MES. I'm not adding any to this one. We got our stop up at 34, so it's about a 1-to-1 risk reward. We'll see. I'm not loving this candle here. CBD is just it's still got me puzzled why it's holding up. I'm saying we're going to get a pop eventually, or CBD is going to crack and just tumble, and this thing is going to really drive down if that happens. Man, that was a good looking candle to come down to get eaten up right there.
you're getting a little bit of a hammer cane on top of Anchored View app. I don't like that.
See if it rejects the 8 here and goes back down. I don't know. I might move my take profit back up to around $50 and take it if it comes back down that low. Thought we were going to get the break then down to it, but I just couldn't get the momentum all the way down and pop back up. This is kind of what I talked about earlier, though, trading this chop. It's not a good thing. But I'm not adding anything to this one. Like I said, this is what it is. We're getting wicks to the top and the bottom now, which is very confusing at times. CBD has gone to over 6,000 again. SPY Tide is moving, volume's moving up, kind of turning sideways now. General market Tide volume is going up a little bit. Now it looks like it might be fixing to turn back down again. So keep an eye on those. We're right here on the 8 on the 5 minute. These damn bodies are closing right at that damn 400 now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I didn't talk with you last week too much. Did your You still got all your covered call, or sorry, your full positions in Tesla and Nvidia and
Nah,
all
I
that?
had to close. Let's see what I got now. What I got left. And I'm closing some stuff. Then I actually got back in it last week, so I remember to do that without you here. So
Good deal.
Tesla, we got out of Tesla, then we rolled into August 1st, 347.50 calls.
Okay.
Currently right at flat mode right now. We got that Marvel play. We're up $600 on those right now. Nvidia, nothing on Nvidia. I still got that SoFi call. I might end up cutting 20%. I don't know. I'll let it go. It's not gonna kill me.
Hmm.
And then I played Google. So I bought 100 shares of Google, sold a cover call before earnings, was able to close that cover call right after earnings on the IB crush, made 95% off of it. So
Nice.
yeah, I sold it for 200. I bought it back for like what 198, I think, something like that. Well, here's the pop now. This is what I was afraid of. This damn thing. SPY Tide is popping. Volume's popping. General market tide, volume's going up. Call premium's going up. Put premium's coming down. Nothing really new out that I'm seeing. You see anything, hear anything from?
No, not hearing anything. I'm keeping an eye on SPX. It tried again to get to 6,400 and got a little pushed back a hair there, which is basically the top of this candle. But it looks like it's getting some momentum to push it up. Flip over to Periscope. You can see why I'm watching 6,400 is they were right on this red accelerant, and the next green with some body is 6,410. So basically, if it pops, it can rip itself up 10 points pretty quick.
Yeah, CBD's up 6,800.
Kind of coincides with, a VWAP test. Mag 7's basically green across the board outside of Google.
Well, Roy, we hadn't tested VWAP since about 2 o'clock this morning. So
Yeah. So that has proven
not sure
to be
anything coincides with the VWAP test right now.
Yeah, because even if you do break view or try to test, you would be breaking this kind of consolidation zone.
Yeah,
Kind of been in. So you could see some momentum.
So yeah, overall, Roy, back to what you was talking about. I had a pretty good week on the IRA last week.
Yeah, no, it is a proven strategy, right? You get a good entry on your long term positions, and you kind of wait it out a little bit, and then you're far enough from your entries that you can now write covered calls and.
I'm gonna tell you, my Google play was genius last week, and I did it all by myself. I didn't have Roy to help me with it. I was like, you know what? I put it in the chat. Like, hey, I'm gonna buy 100 shares and sell a cover call, and it was pretty much crickets. I think Snoop ended up saying something about how it wasn't a bad idea, but Mr. Led never responded to it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't need somebody to respond. I was just kind of telling y'all what I was going to do, wasn't asking permission.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we've been on that other side so often, and still are. That if you have the ability to be the dealer, beat the dealer.
It feels weird being the dealer. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
And I've been the dealer on a few things since April, end of April.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I've been doing this for a while now. I'm getting pretty damn good at it.
Yeah.
For some miracle, I have no clue how I've not lost. Palantir, I lost my share. But besides Palantir, I haven't lost anything.
I think Palantir, if you had any covered calls, you're losing your shares. I don't
think
there's
and
avoid
look,
that.
the reason we ended up doing the cover calls is because I was going to sell them anyway, right? I remember me and Roy talking about this. Like, I think I'm going to cut my penalty. And you're like, why don't you just sell cover call? Like, okay. Of course, and at that time, as soon as it sold and they got my shares, right? It dropped.
Yeah.
So we could have got back in it then, but I didn't want to. I was like, nah. I did you once. I was bottom ticked and top ticked to down.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't need to take any more chances with you.
Yeah. Well, and if you're a value investor, Palantir is pretty rough to buy. Even down there when you were buying it, you were playing a momentum play as much as you were playing.
Makes absolutely no sense to me, but
Yeah. Market can be as irrational. I was talking with Led the other day. We were talking about Nvidia, and I remember when they introduced their earnings revenue, and it was so big and historic that everybody thought it was fake numbers. It's like $60 billion in a quarter, and it was like, what in the world? They were guiding up, and you were like, it's impossible. I mean, but here we are.
I saw their CEO was talking the other day, and I thought it was really interesting. He said that during this whole thing, I just caught a clip of it, but the clip I caught was that they are still undervalued. Their stock is still undervalued. And I was like, wow. Wow. Dude, you've got some pretty high expectations for your company if you think you're undervalued.
The most valuable company in the world. We're undervalued. I mean, but to his credit, I mean, I remember pre-split, there were people saying Nvidia should be at $400 when it was at $100.
Right.
And then it marched its way up to 1,000.
I think well, I don't know if you saw it, Roy. I shared something else. It was, what was that? OSCR? Is that what y'all traded? Y'all were in that time?
Oscar?
Yeah.
I think
Ford.
I wasn't, yeah.
Anyway, I shared their CEO. I'm gonna see if I can find it, because I thought it was really interesting. I actually tagged Led, and he didn't respond to that one either. Led needs to pay attention to some stuff because I'm giving him some gems here. I got to scroll back a long ways, folks. So
Led was playing with some AI yesterday. I was talking with him. That's exciting. We can.
Well, this I shared was way back. So
yeah, he was playing with some.
All right. So yeah, it was the CEO of OSCR, and it's Mark Bertolini on his 2025 to 2027 guidance and projections. He says that based on the company's guidance and PE multiple expansion, a price between $45 to $55 can be reached by 2027. So I did a little research on this guy, and this guy has ran multiple companies. And his claim to fame is under promising and over delivering on everything he's ever done. Yeah. That's why I found that interesting. Like, well, let's see, where's OSCR at right now, Roy? See if you can find it for me.
Let's see.
They are at 1406.
Oh, the guacamole. Look at that daily chart. Oh, boy.
So you would definitely, if you want to do something, it would definitely be long-term. Like, wouldn't suggest options at all.
No, they got earnings in 9 days.
Maybe wait for earnings, but I'm saying if you just start to build a position of shares, something you don't have to have right now. Something you can let sit there, marinate, do its job, do whatever. If he does over deliver, which he is known to do on every company he's ever ran, would it not be a bad idea to buy some shares just to sit on, just start building a position of it?
No, not a bad idea at all. I mean, that is you investing in the leadership, right? And
Right.
trusting
Yes.
that they know what they're doing. Which
Well, if
is
I think the reason I saw that, I think Snoop has said something about it because it's a healthcare insurance company.
yeah.
So, and supposedly they are like top notch.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't feel dirty. Get all the shares up, know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I put an order in to buy some United Healthcare calls,
Yeah.
and I just felt nasty, so I just went to delete them for the field.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I can't. I know we got to make money, and I know there's a lot of shitty companies out there that we deal with, but they are just scum. Like they take advantage of poor people. You can't fight them unless you got
Yeah.
a ton of money. You can do something, but like normal folks can't fight them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I hate the guy died, but their CEO got killed, and the reason he got killed was because how shady and shitty they are, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't wish anybody to die. I think that's horrible that anybody would kill somebody.
Right.
But
We should.
You see, I'm not saying you see a reason for the murder, but you see a
Motive.
reason not to invest in the company just because
Yeah.
they're not a good company. Like they're not good people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to have a little bit of moral decency when you're investing.
You have to, right?
Because, yeah, I mean, like for me, there was a big story a couple of years ago of Burry. His portfolio was basically filled with Geo, which is a private prison. For me, I don't like private prisons. I'm not interested in investing in it. Not saying it's a bad investment, good investment. I'm just not a big fan of private prisons. And again, like Capital Health or the United Healthcare, you get these kind of situations where
It's
you're
going
just
to
like,
tank now. I put $50 on that, just so you know.
okay.
So
Yeah,
everybody's short. It's going to hit the. Yep, there it goes. It's going to hit 26 now, which would have got me my 100. You dirty dog, you.
Let's see.
Dirty
CBD.
dog.
What is this? Is
5,800.
what?
I don't. Houses I want to invest in Boeing. I'm with you on that. I'm not a fan of Boeing. I'm not going to invest in Boeing either, even though there's been some good plays to them. I mean,
And every trade deal involves Boeing. I think you mentioned that.
Is that not really weird? So I asked that question the other day. I don't think anybody ever responded to me. Yeah. But why is Boeing in on every deal?
I mean, it's like
Boeing's got to look at this damn thing. I hope you're still in your short. I pulled a Roy and cut mine early.
Well, it's hard when you take some heat on it.
Well, it is. I mean, well, look. Hey, good job, sir. I mean, I can't complain. I'm $161.25 up on the day. So, I mean, is that going to set the world on fire? No, but also at the same time, I'm up on the day.
Right.
I was up for the week overall last week, but then I had a $290 down day Friday, which could have been worse. I made it a little better. Like, you know what? I'm just going to stop here instead of making. Roy knows this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know it. Once you get where you're making some trades that are going against you, and then you start like, oh, I need to press here. So I didn't do it. I didn't press, which was, I was really proud of myself that I didn't press. But I possibly could have got it back. Possibly could not have got it back. I don't know, but I didn't take any chances, and now I got over half of it back today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad. I could still hit that today if it gives me moves that I like. I'm kind of torn here now. We still do anything or not? If we do any more?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go back and kind of say that SPX 6,400. I mean, it's been kind of that wall. Can't quite break above it. So there's definitely people taking profits, at least at that moment.
And volume turned red on spot tide, and it's still staying red on general market tide. You are getting a little uptick in premiums here, but I'm not going to touch it.
Need a green bubble on Bookmap, right? That's what you need.
You would need a green bubble down here to even think about going long. I don't love how. Yes, you got order stacked to this hot side, but look at that big 240 order down there, right below 25. I guess it's going to be around 24.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't love that right now, and it could, if it breaks that, I mean, we could see a rapid fall,
Mm-hmm.
which looks like we're fixing to come down, and we're going to come out and test it now. That is the low of day too, so. This anchored VWAP from a while ago, it's still got a break, which seems to be holding still.
Yeah, that's like the holding it all up.
Yeah. I'm going to have this one at 30 minutes.
Yeah. Howie, I can confirm I'm on that same thread. This basically waiting. So many people are waiting for the pullback. When it happens, they're going to pile in. That's going to get you big pushback, but the pullback could be a big one.
Yeah.
And it could be one that it has to be big enough to attract people, right? These small little 1% pullbacks, they attract some, but they don't attract a lot of money.
You get a 30-minute candles given a candle by candle to the downside, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
Now, that might take longer to play out, but it's going to be close, though. We still got a minute, 50, 40 something seconds left on it, and they're trying to push it back up to make it where it's not a candle by candle to the downside.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do have to hop off here in about 90 seconds. I've got a call I got to now take.
Yeah, we're going to call our first day back. We went the full time slot, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a wick down here that could the buyers, but until you break above anchored VWAP, I would say maybe look for a short there. You're so bold.
I'm not looking for anything right now. If it's got this whole cluster here, so I would want to see it break that 64.30 before I would want to take it long, and then I would probably scalp it for a couple points real quick. Wouldn't hold it long.
Yeah.
Kind of my thought process. But anyway, so yeah, they were about ready to call here. Roy's got some stuff he's got to do, which is understandable. I've got to get some rest at some point because I traded the London session last night too, so I am super tired.
Yeah, get some rest.
I would love to get another $50 or so first, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, brother. I'm gonna hop off, get prepped for this. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for your patience. We'll be here tomorrow again as well.
Yeah, we'll be back with you tomorrow. We'll catch y'all again. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow.